There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
From your grave.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
All right, baby boys, let's get into her. Let's get it on.
Yeah, I love it when you say, let's get into her. That's my favorite way to start the show, where you say, you look at the two of
We're
us
not
and you
starting
say,
with that,
yes.
and then I burped immediately.
You look at us across the room and you say, let's get into it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, she's just there. Let's get into that spread eagle episode.
And then I reflexively said, let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Let's just get into her, boys. You, me, Triple P. Honestly, it's really incredible to be here with my friends. We're in Boston, and this story...
We're going to get into her.
I think,
All right,
I would
the
say
last-
this story, it really puts the in meth.
There you go. Welcome to the last podcast on the left, everyone. I am Ben Kissel, hanging out with Henry and Marcus. And today's episode, I don't know what's about to go on, but apparently it's about to get wackadoo. Is it a cult? Is it just a group of idiots? We'll get into it. Maybe it's both. It's the Children of Thunder.
This is the one where, this is like one of those cults where they didn't attract any rocket scientists. You know what I mean? Because they always say that with Heaven's Gate or Om Shinrikyo, being like, no, you see, there's some learned people amongst this crowd of neutered, bowl-cutted weirdos. But no, this one is just, it's essential crew only.
All right, the Children of Thunder, not to be confused with the Thunder Down Under, which is a fantastic mail review in Las Vegas.
The Children of Thunder was a Mormon mini-cult near the San Francisco Bay Area, comprised of exactly 3 people, including the leader.
That's all he needed.
A guy named Taylor Heltzer. In the summer of 2000, these cultists murdered 5 people and dismembered 3 of them, dumping the dismembered remains into the California Delta in 9 overstuffed duffel bags.
And while, yes, we did just cover one of the craftiest predators known to American
most disgusting people around.
Yes, Randy Kraft. These guys are quite the opposite. Yeah.
Okay.
Where they're, instead of their crimes being slow, under the radar, a tete-a-tete with the police, like, one ultimate villain, which versus a bunch of confused lawmen.
Sure.
These 3 morons get caught real hard, real fast.
Okay.
And, but this is not, we're not even getting a murder this episode.
No, we're not.
All right.
Well, comprised of 2 brothers named Taylor and Justin Heltzer, along with an easily manipulated young woman named Dawn Godman, the Children of Thunder believed that Taylor Heltzer was not Jesus Christ himself, but rather the man who would usher in the second coming of their Lord and Savior.
How humble.
His representative.
That's so nice. That's so humble of him. Unlike Rock Terrio, who really believes he was a god. He says, I'm just here. I'm just a messenger. I'm just the gateway.
And also, it's his lack of commitment that probably showed why they didn't succeed, much unlike Rock Terrio in his own way was successful, wasn't he?
In his own way.
Well, by following a series of highly convoluted schemes fueled by meth and ecstasy, the Children of Thunder hoped to place Taylor at the head of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints by way of extortion, kidnapping, and murder.
And it's their ambition that makes them American. But I will say,
Right.
that's what we were joking about, Marcus and I were joking about over text. Mormons are the closest that Americans get to Canadians. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like the most ambition they had, though, was the idea is that they could flip the Mormon church from the outside, and it's apparently very difficult.
I think it is extremely difficult to overthrow an entire religion. Yes.
Yeah. Well, these schemes, which only got more complicated and stupid as the cult progressed, they had big signposts for each step, but no connective tissue between.
Okay.
And that, of course, killed each and every plan the Children of Thunder had before it even began.
Oh.
As Henry said, it blows up on the runway every time.
All
Yes,
right.
this is a cult that never got to take flight, which makes this a true crime story and not a cult story. So if
Is
you were
that right?
keeping
Because Marcus
score,
was debating before the show, is this a cult story or a true crime
It's
story?
somewhere between,
It's in
it could be
between.
considered both, but I do agree with Henry that it's more of a true crime story.
All right.
cult needs like it just needs to be a loft for a bit.
A cult needs infrastructure.
Yeah, well, how many times have I said this?
Herbalife, and also I think at least 5 people. You have to be able to play a pickup game of basketball at any moment just to teach the kids how cool your cult is.
You need to be able to play tag with the neighborhood of kids with your cult.
Absolutely.
For it to count.
Well, to that point, the Children of Thunder was not a cult of just 3 people by design. Rather, Taylor Heltzer was sort of a wannabe Charles Manson. But while Manson was
Charles Manson didn't even want to be Charles Manson.
But while Manson was in L.A. hanging out with the Beach Boys and cutting demos with big-time producers, Taylor Heltzer was selling ecstasy at lame-ass late 90s raves near but not in San Francisco.
That's why, like, he gives me a lot of Taylor Heltzer gives me a lot of Paul Bernardo vibes because he is at that level of total corniness,
Douchebagginess.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, Paul Bernardo was an elite predator in his own way. He was somebody that was truly dangerous.
I really
person.
thought you were going to say rapper, and then I was like,
no, that's Vanilla Ice.
That's true.
No, but Taylor Heltzer, I mean, he would cause enough mayhem on his own, but he just was not. He doesn't really have the X factor.
So he's the annoying guy at the 90s rave. No one wants to be there. Why is he here? He's got the drugs. That's it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this lameness, among many other reasons, is why Taylor Heltzer just couldn't get his sex and drugs congregation off the ground.
Yeah.
See,
If you would have just called it that, it might have worked.
He was of the same lineage as Casey Anthony's roommate.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nightmare.
See, while Taylor was told repeatedly throughout childhood and adolescence by his mother and his Mormon spiritual leaders that he was destined for greatness on a prophet level, he was, in essence, a painfully average human being.
That is the ultimate success in Mormonism, though, is a total, complete, just soaking in of averageness. Where no one can even know you. They can't even see you.
If you are the greatest at being average, aren't you somewhat amazing?
I don't know.
Now, he was charismatic, to be sure, but he just didn't have the it factor that's needed to become a successful cult leader.
that noi.
What do you think it is? Is it it's big dick energy? I think we could say that.
Apparently he did have a big schlong, so that he was using it wrong.
But he didn't have the energy.
I believe, we'll get into this. I think what makes a true cult leader like actually effective is that at some point they have to believe their own garbage enough, but have a long view.
Yes.
They have to have a long view. LRH, obviously, he created, I was thinking about this last night. Yes, he created, well, blah, blah, it's a cult, Scientology cult. Yes.
Sure.
But more, it's a world of IP that houses, it's a fantasy like role-playing game. It's a sci-fi universe that LRH created that rules that got inserted into. He had a long view. This guy was really just in it he thought that he could flip the Mormon church in like 2 weeks. And I don't think
Not going to happen.
No.
And of course, it's also Scientology, a psychotic cult that preys upon failing actors, which aren't they the most vulnerable of all of us?
And
so.
And the most dangerous. But, Jim Jones truly did try to change Indiana from the inside out. Like he did. He had a long view. Even Charles Manson, I see that's why he is comparison
I don't
to
think Charles Manson had a long view.
He did not know. But Charles Manson was better at getting pussy.
Yeah. And I think Charles Manson had a longer view than Taylor Heltzer because Charles Manson did have a plan and his plan was achievable. And I think that's the big difference
So
is that you got to have an achievable plan because remember, Charles Manson's whole plan was to get a whole bunch of groovy 60s chicks out into the desert so he could fuck them and have dune buggy races all day long.
And he got it.
This is the difference.
And that's all he needed to do, Marcus. And I feel like that's a lesson all of you need to understand. 2 birds in the ass are worth 1 outside in the garage.
Absolutely. And if you just don't gut and kill people, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Everything is absolutely fine. This is the difference when your cult leader is full of acid versus when your cult leader is full of meth.
True.
Not a lot of long-term thinking.
No. Well, even though Taylor Heltzer did not have organizational skills, what he did have was a sociopathic personality. And he had just enough charm to ensnare exactly one ordinary person and his socially awkward brother, Justin.
Have you ever seen the show The Young Ones?
Yeah.
He's Neil. Justin is Neil. Like, we'll get deeper into what Justin's character was like. But yes, he's the sad sack pacifist.
Yep.
Oh.
Now, Taylor and Justin's relationship, I think, could most closely be compared to that of Columbine shooters Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris. To wit, it's highly doubtful that Justin Heltzer would have ever committed a violent act without the influence of his brother. Basically, Justin Heltzer was an extraordinarily awkward, super weird goth kid who had an odd obsession with juice and sometimes liked to eat meals on all fours like a dog.
Hold on a second. Are we talking about aliens? Did you say juice?
Juice.
Juice.
And not even OJ. Not the man
What
OJ.
type of juice?
Like mango or strawberry or
so
lemonade.
he based his personality upon the fructose corn syrup he liked to
He was
consume.
largely silent. He loved juice, and they said that you could not be in a room with him when he ate because he loved to eat with his entire face. And it is not an exaggeration when they said he used to get on all fours and eat off a plate like a dog.
Of course, we all know Holden McNeely, page 7, Round Table.
Yes.
We've seen disgusting men eat, but this sounds next level.
Oh, it really is. And under the spell of his brother, Taylor Heltzer became a brutal multiple murderer.
Talk about that story arc.
Yeah. And before we get into the story, let's acknowledge our sources for today. We've got Unholy Sacrifice by Robert Scott, as well as a highly entertaining episode of Wicked Attraction that aired a few years ago on ID Discovery, which is good for facts, even if it plays a little fast and loose with the timeline.
Yeah, I saw some other good documentary on it from England that was pretty good. But, again, that book really fills in all the blanks of just how dull all of these people truly are at their center.
Yeah, most true crime stories don't have a full chapter on juice.
Mango juice, apple juice,
Pineapple juice.
grape juice.
There's a lot of juices.
Now, Taylor Heltzer was born in 1970 to two devout Mormons named Jerry and Karma, both average people who worked as an insurance salesman and a housewife. You can't get more average than that. While Taylor was born in Michigan, his family soon relocated to the Bay Area in California, just north of San Francisco. In childhood, Taylor Heltzer could be compared to Jim Jones, and that both Jones and Heltzer could be considered religious and spiritual prodigies, because Taylor could memorize and recite scriptures from the Book of Mormon with ease from a young age.
I mean, they do say that recall is the basis sign of intelligence, but I guess it's good. Like,
But does he
was
understand what he's saying?
Well, he was invested as a little kid. As soon as he got into Mormonism, like as soon as he was like doing the reading parts, he really loved it. And I actually can kind of understand as a child that was really into the Catholic Church and was impressed by the Catholic Church.
Well, there's a lot of fun stories.
Well, it's also it's the grandeur. It's the feeling of the presence of the man himself, the screaming flayed God, like all the kind of shit. It feels really real.
You get robes,
and also
you get a whole series of other things
and
that are
God's
illegal.
right there staring at you. And in a place like the Catholic Church or the Mormon temple, you can feel it because they build it to be impressive, and it had an impression on him.
And I do want to point out there's no such thing as an average housewife or insurance salesman. Thank you for what you do.
Wow.
Sure.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Great.
Fantastic.
Well, in addition, Taylor was bright, charismatic, empathetic, and helpful. Therefore, his magnetism, combined with his passion and understanding of Mormonism, caused both his mother and his local bishop to constantly tell him that he was destined for great things in the church.
But again, when it's Mormon great things, it means you'll be in charge of the bake sale. Oh. You're going to be in charge of when we all wet ourselves later on today. You'll see a couple of secret
That's
ceremonies.
not fun. I don't want to be in charge of the dirty whites.
And it wasn't just them either. Everyone loved Taylor, and they constantly told him he was special. And in this, I think you've got the fatal flaw as to why Taylor failed so hard at being a cult leader. He skipped the steps.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't skip the steps.
Fucking yeah, Malcolm Gladwell's full of shit, but there's something to the idea that you got to put in the work.
You do have to put the time in.
Where other infamous cult leaders like Jim Jones, Marshall Applewhite, and Charles Manson had to fight for attention to the point where their need for it was pathological, Taylor was heavily indulged and, more importantly, heavily sheltered.
Whoa. This is where we get to Dog Meat's scribe about participation trophies amongst cult leaders and how it's making them weak.
Everyone gets a
We can't
trophy.
just give out awards. You've raped the most to a little boy.
You've killed the most people.
Well, I just say you got to fucking earn it if you want to be on top. I get it.
Absolutely. Jim Jones is one of the most famous for a reason.
Yeah. Of course, infamous.
Infamous.
I'm not,
More
yeah,
than
because I'm not going to go with the idea of like best cult leader, like my favorite cult
No, the
leader.
best cult leader is the president.
Yeah.
And
No,
like a
because
whole
there's
series of other people
the
that
best
are in
cult leader
prison.
is Joseph Smith. and L. Ron Hubbard. Those are the
You
best.
think they're the two best?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
by far
absolutely.
the most successful.
Oh, yeah, dude. Hand in hand. LRH fucking died in his own bed. That's the most successful a cult leader can be.
What about Pat Robertson? He's got a whole enterprise.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually work. He doesn't get people to worship him specifically.
Yeah,
he's a part of the system.
Yeah.
I've been doing it all wrong.
He's a middleman for
Oh,
God.
you guys don't have your Pat Robertson crucifixes?
No, I
guys
have
don't
my
bring them
Pat
with you?
Robertson butt plug I've been
Oh,
doing.
yeah,
It's incredible.
It's really good, right? Yeah.
Well, Taylor's mother believed that her son was a prophet of God sent to help save the world. The boy could do no wrong. And because Karma believed in him so deeply, the rest of the family followed suit.
There also was a precedent amongst the family, because we'll get into it. But and Mormonism has that like caveat. It has this side thing, being basically like, if you dream it, you can be it. Like anybody can be a prophet within the Mormon world if you can figure out how to time your prophecy correctly.
It's great if you're trying to make a baseball team out of ghosts, but maybe it's not so good when you want to kill 5 people.
Well, Taylor's brother, Justin, meanwhile, was the exact opposite. Born 2 years later, looking almost exactly like his older brother, by the way.
But dumpier.
A little bit. I don't know. You put their mugshots side by side, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
I thought they were identical twins for a little while.
But the other one definitely, Taylor is obviously, that's the problem though.
Yeah.
If you're kind of handsome and your brother is actually handsome, you look ugly.
Story of my life.
Well, Justin had not a single ounce of Taylor's charisma. In fact, the only thing people seem to remember about him during his formative years was that he was one of the tallest kids in class. Not even the tallest, just one of the tallest.
It's so sad.
That is like, what do you want on your high school yearbook? One of the tallest. I'm one of the tallest.
I'm one of the tallest. Well, his teacher also, that's the thing too, is like whenever a teacher praises a child for, he's like, he always was in class and he was obedient. And I was like, oh, this is what we're going to be known for?
In other words, Justin was a born follower and was perfectly content to live in his brother's shadow. Justin spent his life looking towards Taylor for cues, and the two formed the sort of dominant submissive relationship the charismatic sociopaths like Taylor Heltzer so often exploit for their own personal gain.
Yeah, but you're sure they're not stepbrothers? Because I've seen some footage.
You've been watching Step Brothers too. Have you leaked over to just watching all of it?
Yeah,
Do you just watch every form of step family sex?
I don't watch it.
You don't watch it?
I don't watch it.
You
Well,
don't-
you talk
no.
about it a lot.
Yeah,
though.
you really do bring it up quite a bit.
Yeah,
No, I don't talk about it that much.
You've been talking the last month or two. You have mentioned a stepmom getting stuck in a dryer once per show.
Well,
And not just on this show, on live shows as well. You've been
I
bringing it up a
actually
lot.
I did misspeak about the girl that was stuck under her bed. They were roommates.
Oh, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Now that you've looked at the document, we've put it amongst peer review.
Yes, I put it on Nexus Lexus and I figured it all out.
Well, as far as other influences went concerning Taylor Heltzer's upbringing, he and his brother lived for a time with their maternal grandfather, Doyle Sorensen. Showing exactly where his daughter's fundamentalist beliefs came from, Doyle believed that he, like Mormon prophets past, had actually spoken to Jesus in his front yard.
Yeah, what did Doyle say to him?
And would you believe 6'1"?
6'1"? Isn't
Pretty
that
incredible.
something?
Pretty
Wow.
incredible. Just see him right there. He was right there. He was standing right there. He brought his own car magazines. He just sits right there, and he's just like a normal guy hanging out.
Wow.
Now, this was beyond just a vision. Doyle went into full Moroni mode and believed that Jesus Christ had shown up in the flesh, claimed that he looked out his window, Jesus was out there.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Huh? I just heard about basketball. It's incredible what
It's
you guys
incredible.
made.
Yeah, it's a stand your ground state, so you're going to get off my lawn, Jesus. Thank you so much.
He said he just went outside and had an hours-long conversation with the man himself.
He didn't invite him in?
No, just went. Jesus didn't need to come in. He likes to
I
sit.
could fucking come in if I want to, bro. I
You're
fucking
Jesus.
kick down the door and do whatever. Walk through it, dude. I got nailed to a fucking stick, bro.
I know, dude.
I do whatever the fuck I want.
You please, God, do whatever you want.
Perhaps inspired by the confidence in which his grandfather talked about his own spiritual experiences, Taylor believed to have begun receiving messages from either God or the devil by the age of 14. He wasn't quite sure which.
Well,
And
you're going to want to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since he was told by his mother and his spiritual leaders that he had the gift of revelation, he saw those messages as reality.
Well, he definitely learned from his grandfather that you can just say it.
And you can sell it.
And if you sell it, because that's really the key. The key is to never back down. Like that, again, that's an American lesson. Just never show crack in the facade, and you can get through a lot of different hurdles in life. Like he basically, as a little boy, understood I'm getting positive validation by saying random shit, and because you say all mysterious stuff, being like, I don't know if it was God or the devil, you get all of his attention. Everybody coming to discern, to look through, decipher your messages.
Sir, this is a McDonald's. Did you want the Big Mac meal or not?
Well,
I'm an employee.
the devil saying fries, but
Yes,
God
well,
is
just-
saying that stupid fruit cup. Fuck you, God.
Yes, go with the devil so the fries?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Now, to give you a quick refresher on Mormon revelation, Mormons believe that God speaks directly to certain members of the church and gives them so-called revelations concerning everything from personal decisions to the direction of the church at large.
That's what makes the Mormon church highly adaptable and moving forward into the future, because they understand it's the judo thing. Use other people's energies, pass them by you.
I've seen the
absorb.
Steven Seagal footage. I know.
Yeah, I mean, this is how they're able to constantly pivot throughout their existence in order to keep up with the times. That's what has allowed them to continue growing the most successful modern cult in existence.
I mean, I don't know
I'm
if
sorry, Henry, but Mormons are much more successful than Scientologists.
Hey, Scientology doesn't need the pressure.
Apparently, a lot of the people who follow Scientology are currently cracking at their cracking point. But I do love that the Mormon church has allowed the banana hammock. That's allowed now for the magic undies.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
What?
Their banana
nice.
hammock?
They no longer have to do like the boxer briefs. They can now keep it tight.
They're just cozy and nice.
What?
Yes.
That's nice. The
Banana
temple
hammock.
garments.
Oh, so you can make them like sexy now?
I think they're allowed to now.
Is that inherent? Am I doing the thing? Am I applying equality?
Yeah. Can you
Wow.
wear like one of those like Borat swimsuits?
You can do whatever you want as long as all of the men that are around you are aroused by the fact that they can almost see your penis.
Good.
Okay. Because I've seen some Mormon underwear, and it's actually pretty see-through. It's kind of fun.
Well,
It's long.
You've seen the Mormon underwear in certain documentary films.
Why would they like me?
Well, for an example of a Mormon church pivot, they didn't accept black people as people until the 70s, partly because early
Jesus.
Mormon church leader and shit-obsessed weirdo Brigham Young helped legalize slavery in Utah, saying that black skin was the so-called mark of Cain placed on Cain's descendants by God. It's the same justification a lot of people use to justify slavery.
How many people did Brigham Young assault again? Like thousands upon thousands?
If you just qualify the way he led the church,
Yes.
straight up into the thousands.
Horrible person.
But in 1978, after white people had just enough time to get a little more comfortable with desegregation, church president Spencer Kimball declared that he'd had a revelation from God that it was finally time to end restrictions on black membership.
See, the thing is, I love basketball, and I just see where the tide is going, right? And so I just want to be able to follow my favorite team.
I just want to be able to baptize the Utah Jazz. It's true, because it also shows that there's a savviness there. There's
yeah.
we paint the Mormons as a bunch of plain goobers. There's a thing there where they understand if we want to survive, we have to move, and so we create a rule system that allows us to do that. But what does that do? Is that kind of like in our so-called democracy, whatever you call our government these days, the fact that you can have people that are truly good at their jobs be a part of the system, and then you can have people like Lauren Boebert that can also just get up in there, and she's just as
Get
valid
up in
as
there.
fucking anybody else.
Yeah.
It's a republic.
Now, the power of revelation could ostensibly be seen as somewhat of a good thing because it allows for progression, although one could also argue that The biggest reason is it allows for wider recruitment pools after their existing membership gets comfortable with something new. For this example, see the church's ever-softening stance on LGBT members. The LGBT, I guarantee you, gay people are going to be accepted in the Mormon church within 10 to 15 years.
It's
maybe
As soon as they
20.
get good at basketball.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Honestly, though, look at the Olympics. Half of them are the Olympic teams. Is that a good way? Do I just become Linda?
You became your mother, yes.
But in the hands of a dangerous psychopath like Taylor Heltzer, the so-called gift of revelation can be wildly perverted into the belief that one's thoughts, no matter how violent or immoral, come from God and are therefore fair game for execution.
And whether he believed it or not, he definitely used that validation for his crimes.
Yep.
So he acted on it. So that's just as, yeah. So, yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Now, even though Taylor eventually tried starting a sex and drugs cult, he was astonished by the amount of drinking, sex, and swearing he encountered when he joined the National Guard at 17 in
Wait
the
a
year
second.
1987.
He couldn't handle the National Guard.
Well, he went and, he heard the cursing and he was like, oh, gingerberries. I can't believe what's happening here. They're saying F words and not forward. I thought I didn't even know that what they're saying. It rhymes with yuck.
Absolutely.
But apparently also what they would do is they would stick porn into his gun manual.
Actually, that's what they did that to his brother.
Oh, yeah. They stick naked ladies. They put naked ladies in his gun user's manual. And they'd be like, hey, Justin, do you want to tell me how I could switch the scope on the 348, whatever bullshit? And
Yeah,
then he'd
sure, no
open
problem.
it, and there would be boobies, and he'd have to cover his eyes going, oh, gingerberries.
Fix or repair daily.
Well, after failing to convince even what?
Ford.
Ford. Yeah.
Fix or repair daily. I'm a Chevy guy.
I'm a Subaru boy.
Okay.
You're a Subaru lesbian.
Fantastic. I love it.
Well, after failing to convince even one of his fellow guardsmen that their behavior was ungodly, Taylor ended his service for country and entered service to God, heading to Brazil for his 2-year Mormon mission.
Oh,
Brazil.
that is actually a tough place to be with the temptation.
Well,
It's a hard place to be pious.
It's interesting because that was considered an elite get, right? To go down to Brazil, be a part of it. Because normally, they'll send you to fucking Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like, I saw
North
these
Dakota,
guys.
not one bit of temptation there.
No, but in Mormonism, so they seen like Mormons in New York, like just covered in subway muck.
Yeah.
Like watch them just broken and stuff and be like, got you, bitch. You can't fucking handle the city, bro. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. We're like, but down in Brazil, you went there. You're foreign there. So you're kind of an object of mystery.
Sure. Absolutely.
In Brazil, even back then, it's an emerging market. A lot of fucking people live in Brazil.
Well, didn't Jim Jones spend some time there?
He did.
Okay.
He absolutely did. No, that Brazil was kind of what broke Jim Jones, because when he was gone down to Brazil, that's when he started getting super paranoid about people taking over his church back in Indianapolis. And after he came back from Brazil, that's when he became like Jim Jones.
I don't know if I would have come back to Indianapolis.
I would have just stayed
From
in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, from Taylor's journal entries during those 2 years in Brazil, you can see that his delusions about the exceptionalism of his existence and his personal relationship with God were slowly but surely getting the better of him.
Honestly, I just thought pasties were a type of thing you could eat.
Yeah.
But apparently, they jiggle quite often.
Well, Taylor wrote that he couldn't disobey the slightest whispering of the capital S Spirit, which is an important distinction from calling it the Spirit. The Spirit is somewhat universal. It's reverential. It's detached. It's like how we might refer to the president.
The shithead president.
But to just call his connection to God Spirit, as if it's his close personal friend who whispers directly to him and only to him,
Right.
Taylor Heltzer was setting himself up as an island of reason in a sea of madness.
Well, he's the example of just screaming at the world, the jury is wrong.
The jury's wrong. Tell the jury they're wrong.
Every single time he had an idea, and then he'd go and say like, hey, this is my idea. And everybody around him would be like, you're wrong. He'd be like, no, you're wrong.
Oh, see, point, counterpoint.
Now, once Taylor arrived in Brazil, his missionary brother found that while Taylor Heltzer was indeed charismatic, his obsession with the Book of Mormon and his spirit became so intense that Taylor began interpreting passages in unconventional ways.
"Quote unquote unconventional."
Taylor, just go to the beach. Just spend 5 hours at the beach. Please, God, there's more to this world than the Book of Mormon.
Specifically, Taylor Heltzer became obsessed with the titular latter days, the end of everything. He began to believe that technology would become useless in the last days, and the church leadership would coalesce into groups of warrior prophets who would defend the people and their faith against the armies of Satan.
They're not going to do very well.
It's fucking sweet, man. Honestly, I like his version of what would happen. Like, Mormonism has never been so metal as it's been inside of the brain of Taylor Heltzer.
If I was going to take a cult to fight, first of all, there's only 3 people in this one, so they're going to lose.
Yeah.
I do think at its peak, Jim Jones's people probably could have gotten pretty savage.
There was a lot of old people. It was a lot of old people and a lot of young people.
So I
Yeah, a
guess
lot of
maybe
kids.
Manson. Proof is in the pudding.
I mean, Manson, they did actually kill him.
Yeah.
Well, in essence, the world that Taylor Heltzer predicted was a combination of Mad Max, the Book of Revelation, and the Book of Mormon, all set in a sort of Lord of the Rings environment where Satan plays Sauron, spreading evil through the Black Gate from the lands of Mordor.
Whoa, cool.
Well, Taylor, I suppose, takes on kind of a Frodo type role.
I think he saw himself as an Aragorn.
And that is true.
Oh, come
Yeah.
He did view himself as the ultimate warrior priest that would have a substantial amount of wives as well. That's also folded in. But, you know, it's a very immature view.
Aragorn only had Arwen.
Yeah, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
The child was
Aragorn
beautiful.
is.
She's hot, but they couldn't even fuck.
What do you
It
mean
was
they
all
couldn't?
spirit.
What do you mean they couldn't fuck?
They only fucked the one time, and the rest they were all like talking through spirits. She'd play a flute or something, and he
Did you
just
not
looked
watch
wistfully.
the series to the end?
You're in the middle of a rewatch, Marcus.
He's in a rewatch.
He's in a rewatch. So
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not
you-
going to spoil it for no one who's ever seen Lord of the Rings, but
It's a 20-year-old
they
movie.
fuck.
Yeah, it's like once.
No, it's not once.
Well, whatever. It could be more.
They get married. She becomes his queen.
They have sex.
Spoiler.
She gives up immortality and refuses to go to the shores beyond so she can live a mortal life with Aragorn.
I'm
What
just
a
going to say
cuck.
this is it's a bit of a side quest, and it is surprising that they have sex with each other. They're not even related.
Not by marriage or otherwise. But I feel that the obsession with the end of days, because I remember when I was a kid, I was also morbid and I was also into everything horror.
Oh, you were morbid.
I
as
know,
opposed to
it's
now?
strange.
Okay.
But I was into all of the end story, everything that was about the end of the world. I was hyper fascinated with.
Yeah.
It's an emotionally stunted view of the supposed Mormonism that you're attached to.
But you know, we're all gonna die. So in a way, the world goes with us, doesn't
Well,
it?
yeah,
And my
every
mother
time.
used to let me stay home from school because the world was gonna end. So she would say, "It doesn't matter, Benjamin. Let's go to Piggly Wiggly."
It was a bad decision.
Yeah,
It was a great decision.
But in addition to his unorthodox reading of the Book of Mormon, Taylor also came upon the same conclusion that many Mormonism-inspired cult leaders come upon. See, as is evidenced by the concept of revelation, Mormonism is very much a make-em-up religion. Joseph Smith, founder of Mormonism, was by far the most successful religious con man of recent times, even more successful than L. Ron Hubbard.
You keep pointing at me. I don't owe him any money. I'm not a part of
you actually
Scientology.
don't. You avoided all that.
And while Joseph Smith died before Mormonism really took off, his successors took Mormonism to the next level through constant reinterpretation.
It's a living document.
Yeah, it truly is. And the only reason why I keep pointing at you is because I kind of see L. Ron Hubbard and Joseph Smith as like the Oasis and Blur of like cult leaders. And like, I'm more of a Blur guy because I'm a Joseph Smith guy, and you're more of an Oasis guy because you're into L. Ron Hubbard.
Well, I would flip it, bro, because Blur he didn't even get to America.
What's that
Yeah, it
one?
did. Song 2 is still played at fucking sports games everywhere.
It was a parody of Nirvana. It wasn't even supposed to be that big of a hit. It happened accidentally to them.
That's true, but it still became a huge hit.
What's the name of that one band that had to kill themselves? That one lead singer had to kill himself because he stole that riff from that one more famous band.
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Bittersweet Symphony?
Yeah,
Oh,
they do
The
from the
Verve.
Verve.
The Verve, yeah, someone else like the Verve there. You like the Verve. You guys are like the Verve.
I think the guy from The Verve is like The Verve.
Yeah, he's dead now.
But the problem with this make 'em up nature is that any old Joe can go back to the starting point of Joseph Smith and say that every interpretation of Mormonism after Joseph Smith's death has been wrong.
Oh.
But as it happens, that old Joe is just the revelation everyone needs to set the church back on the correct path.
Okay.
Now, most of the time, this just means going back to polygamy.
It's seriously. It's
9
always
times
about
out of
back
10.
to polygamy.
Yeah, 99 times out of 100, it's just going back. It's like, yeah, we should just all be having a bunch of wives and we go live in Mexico, or in a trailer park somewhere.
Yeah, it's all about revisionists. And when they mean revisionist, they mean going all the way to the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But every once in a while, a man with a murderous rather than a horny mind latches on to this idea, and disaster always follows.
We've seen this truly within the Mormon of any specific group. I think it's interesting that it keeps happening within Mormonism.
Yeah.
Tiny little cults break off from the top and kill everybody. They kill everybody involved. They do a bunch of crimes and then they quickly dissolve. Or somebody like Warren Jeffs.
Exactly.
They end up being in another whole level of systemic abuse in that type of shit.
The worst of the worst. I just watched a documentary on YouTube on Warren Jeffs. I don't even know how I got there, but man, that guy's a demon.
Oh, yes.
Killing.
He's worse than a demon.
Yeah, he really is. Now, during Taylor's mission in Brazil, he took his ideas to the mission president, who told him that those ideas were wrong.
Your ideas are wrong.
Excuse me, what was that?
So Taylor began reading works by church leaders at a higher level. But when those writings didn't match his ideas either, he decided that either nobody knew what they were talking about or they were all liars, hiding the truth.
Dumpy true detective.
That's like that guy with the Punisher mask on. He had a Punisher face mask on and a shirt that says this mask is as useless as Joe Biden. And he was at the desk and the flight was delayed and he was screaming, "That's because you won't tell us the truth." We're like, we just got to
get on this plane.
It's just delayed. It's their clouds. I don't know what happened. They said there was something wrong with the fuel gauge.
See, the clouds have gotten hard, so we can't fly through them anymore.
However, at the same time, Taylor was also a phenomenal missionary. Despite his unorthodox beliefs, he got results when it came to recruitment, and he was again lauded as a spiritual leader.
Well, because the thing about him was, we'll discover, the thing about Taylor is that he had no guile or shame. He really could talk to anybody. And he was in Brazil, what was considered maybe very interesting. Let me know if that's incorrect, but the idea of being a tall, attractive white man outside of in another country, you're the foreign person now. And it's nice for people to see it. And he really got an experience. The Brazilian people actually seemed to really like him. Yeah. And he did set a bunch of records for recruits.
Oh, wow.
Me and Carolina were talking about this the other night while we were watching 90 Day Fiancé the other way.
Oh my goodness.
But it does have some bearing on this because I was kind of it's astounding sometimes the status that we have purely by just being American.
Sure.
And specifically just by being American and white.
It can get you kidnapped for ransom too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not good.
But then again, that's about status as well.
But again,
or at least
remember,
perceived status.
We're not saying that this is from an American perspective, so we don't really fucking know in terms of how you look at it. I also feel there's just as much people who hate us for the exact same reasons. Of course. But it's also that thing where if you are a Mormon, you're this little fresh-faced goober, you probably get it's more disarming for somebody like him at the time period, especially to have people react to him so positively.
Well, I know during the Bush years and probably the Trump years, whatever it might be, a lot of people would lie and say they're Canadian when they go overseas. But I never did it. I always say I'm American and I deal with it.
Cowards.
Because there was a woman in Australia that actively hated us.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah. That's how it is. But you know what?
But Australia's more America than America. They don't even know it.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That's
it
part
really
of being an American. You got to fucking deal with it, man.
I know.
You got to fucking deal with it.
Absolutely.
When you combined Taylor Heltzer's success as a missionary with his disillusionment with the Mormon church, what you got was a megalomaniac who believed that his way and therefore his beliefs were correct. Because after all, one of the biggest metrics of success in Mormonism is recruitment.
Right.
He's in it. That's the thing, is that we talk about with serial killers all the time. It's those little bits of validation. It's the little things that you do that kind of that give you that feed. And he saw it immediately, be like, I fucking gotta be right.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre they want to recruit. given their theory of heaven.
Mormons?
It's very finite, the amount of people that can get in.
You're thinking of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, with Mormonism, everyone gets their own planet after they die, and the planets are infinite.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They're endlessly recruiting.
Yeah. No, Jehovah's Witnesses, they're the ones that say they only have 144,000 places in heaven.
Well, all
do
I
you
know
want to
is-
be one?
Prince better be one. That's all I know. The greatest Jehovah's Witness of all time.
I'm going to go on and say I don't think he was. I think that he should not have been in Jehovah's Witnesses, and he should have just lived a nicer life.
He loved it. He loved to.
Rise from your grave.
A roast as dark as the night, perfect for fueling the cryptid research and mad ravings required for your podcasting. Don't mind the red eyes, he's just trying to warn you of the bridge.
The bridge.
Finally, from the caffeine-addled brains of Spring Hill Jack Coffee and Last Podcast on the Left, we bring you Mothman's Red Eye Blend. Yes, delicious Panama beans. Go to lastpodcastmerch.com to order yours today.
Now, once Taylor returned to California, he kept his belief that the end of days was coming, and they were coming rough.
Oh, yeah. Oh my.
Therefore, Taylor became a survivalist, which conveniently fit in with his near-fundamentalist family's belief system. A lot of people in the Heltzer family lived apocalyptically, which only fed into Taylor's belief in his own ideas.
I feel like it's another way to kind of live life in a fantasy world.
Yeah, of course.
That's what it is. It's you create this sense of stakes, like everything's going to be over soon, and everything matters so much more. You think because you think everything's life and death. Where
Yeah.
like, well, yes, everything is life and death. We do live and then die. It's this idea of living in constant fear of the end. I mean,
They may
I
have
don't think
just
what
loved
what does it do for you?
Well, I mean, I think what it does is, it makes browsing on Amazon,
Exciting.
an adventure, you know, like it makes going to the store a life or death situation where I am getting provisions to make sure my family does not die when the end days come, and they're coming any day now.
You're like, Campbell's is 5 for 9.
End of days.
be 3 for 4.
End of days. Absolutely. Maybe he loved rehydrated food.
Yeah.
Yeah, could
You
be.
know, I actually love astronaut ice cream. It's really
I do
good.
too. I honestly like it too.
Is that Dippin' Dots?
No.
Remember
No,
Dippin'
it's
Dots?
when you it's when you pour whole milk into the asshole of a Russian and you drink it out with a spoon.
Nice.
Dippin' Dots or astronaut ice cream?
Oh, I see. Astronaut. I get it. Dippin' Dots, the future of ice cream. They did not win the war.
No. Taylor also returned to California to find that his little brother Justin had copied his path by also going into the National Guard. And when Taylor came back preaching the apocalypse, Justin believed in that apocalypse.
Yeah, Taylor, you're right. That sounds great. Honestly, National Guard, they were crazy naughty over there.
I heard they swore quite a bit.
Well, together, the two brothers became obsessed with a right-wing survivalist named Bo Gritz, although it's spelled Gritz with a Z.
Bo Gritz is
Yeah.
an
Bo Gritz.
interesting character.
Why
But
would
it's
he ever
pronounced
say-
Bo Gritz.
Yeah, but why
I'm
wouldn't he
calling
just-
him Gritz.
Because
Call him Gritz.
there's a future pun going that you're going to want to go with Gritz.
Okay.
Yeah. And Gritz, by the way, loosely inspired the character of Hannibal on the A-Team.
Oh yeah, there's also one thing I read said that he inspired Rambo as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gritz was a former Green Beret who served in Vietnam and eventually ran for president in 1992 on the populist platform under the slogan "God, Guns, and Gritz."
There it
That's
is.
there it is. Triple G.
baby.
And he supplemented his run with an isolationist political manifesto called the Bill of Gritz.
Oh, now
die.
that's what we've been waiting
Yeah.
for.
Going to
That's
end
the
it
one.
That's the pun. That's the pun. It doesn't work with the Bill of Grits.
I mean, it doesn't work. To be honest, it doesn't work at all.
Honestly,
the Bill of
since
Gritz.
we spent so much time in this house last week, my grits bill was insane.
Oh, absolutely nuts.
Well, right around the same time as his presidential run, Gritz was also involved in the Ruby Ridge standoff. He was the guy who talked Randy Weaver into standing down.
Yeah, dude. He also organized his own re-invasion of Vietnam to search for POWs on his own time.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Soon after Ruby Ridge, Gritz began conducting a survivalist training program called Spike, or Specially Trained Individuals for Key Events.
Ooh.
Nice Spike.
I wonder if he came up with Spike first.
Yeah,
and then
then
had
you
to
act-
fill it
I
out.
think that's
It
the way
sounds
works.
like he filled it out later. Yeah.
Which sounds like a dick, but you can kill with it. It's not a dick. I know
It's a
everybody
switch.
argue with me. I know you can kill with a dick.
Now, not coincidentally, Bo Gritz had at one point also been a Mormon, but had removed himself from the membership rolls of the church after saying that the LDS was more controlled by the government than God.
I will not allow a law to be inside this house.
And dare I say, that's not Gritz.
Now that's a
it.
catchphrase.
That's
That's
it.
a punny
That's
catchphrase.
not Gritz.
Now, Gritz's exit from the church had more to do with his income tax return than actual orthodoxy. But from Bo Gritz, Taylor and Justin Heltzer took the phrase spiritual warrior,
Spiritual warrior.
which began to wrap Taylor's belief system in violence. Not to be Bo Gritz did not call for violence. He absolutely did not. I want to make that clear. But the phrase spiritual warrior, it definitely ding the violence bell in Taylor Heltzer's head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
Bo
supposed to be
Gritz,
kind of a euphemism, I think. But.
he also
Oh, yeah, of course.
tried to commit suicide to get his wife back by shooting himself in the chest in a way that he knew wouldn't kill him, but would send a message to his wife because he wrote this whole long thing. It's an interesting story. He shot
Why are we
himself
just
in the
covering
chest.
Bo Gritz?
I know. I want to cover Bo Gritz at some point, but he shot himself in the chest, and everyone's like, yeah, if anybody knew how to commit suicide, it would be that man. That's how I know he didn't mean it. And then afterwards, Bo Gritz was like, because I'll tell you what, every day I slept in the muck of Vietnam, I knew my angel was home waiting for me. And every day I wake up to fight the tyranny that is taxation in America, I would wake up and my wife would be there. That angel would be there when I woke up in the morning to comfort me. And now to think that I would not wake up with my beloved Beverly at my side.
That's not Gritz. Did she come back to him?
No.
Well, speaking of marriage, around this time, Taylor Heltzer married a woman named Anne after he convinced her to convert to Mormonism. But the marriage unraveled so quickly that the couple went into counseling almost immediately after their honeymoon.
I would also say,
You should not have to convince someone to change their entire orthodoxy just to get married to them.
Yeah.
well, this is also just the kind of sad state of what it's like to, I mean, I feel for people who feel the need to get married so early or like think that they have to do it. Like
With
you have,
the
or you
church
don't.
approval also.
Oh, not even with that. It's just like in general, like Anne and him had like 2 conversations in high school where she's like, he's handsome and nice. And then like he went and did all of this shit. He came back and then he's not, obviously Taylor's not a nice man. And so when they met back up, she struck it back up with him. She's like, oh, we should really get serious. And he's like, you're not a Mormon. You can't touch this dick.
Whoa.
Like, and because he had fought it. And so it was really kind of, I feel bad for her because she felt the need to have to be married
Yeah.
and get up with this dude immediately.
Generational thing also. A lot of people just getting married so they can bone zone, but you can just do that.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime
Just
you
fucking gush on the hip. Just don't make it count.
Yeah, sure.
Well, according to Anne, everything always had to be Taylor's way. Because Taylor was so goddamn special, it was ridiculous to think that his way might not be the correct way. And if you challenged him at all, he'd get angry and tell you that you just didn't get it.
Yeah, of course, it's totally normal to put ketchup on steak.
you don't
Okay, I
get
put ketchup on steak.
I also think the idea of you just don't get it is I don't know what about that response makes me so fucking furious.
Unless it's like rocket science, in which case I will agree. I'll be like, nah, I don't get it.
I don't get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't get that. But that's different. But someone saying like, you don't get it. It's because you don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this? It's just, this is real life. It's not the internet.
It's infuriating. Furthermore, out of his parents' house and on his own in America for the first time, Taylor was finding that the secular world was a hell of a lot more fun and interesting than the Mormon shelter he'd been raised under. From what it sounds like, it all began with television. See, Taylor had never been allowed to watch TV growing up. So when he moved in with Anne and got cable, he'd spend all night, every night, watching show after show, saying, quote,
There's so much great stuff on.
Okay.
He
What is
literally,
it? What
the
era is
24-hour
this?
news cycle. This is 1990. 92?
93.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're before the 24-hour news cycle.
Oh, yeah.
That was 96.
He got so, I mean, I get it.
I mean, he's not just watching cable news. He's
No, I
watching
know.
all of cable.
Time
you
Life, a lot of
showed-
Time Life commercials.
If you showed Benjamin Franklin MTV's The Grind before he wrote the Constitution of America, like honestly, I think this country would be different.
You can just see the dust coming off of his crotch as he gets hard for the first time.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Benjamin Franklin fucked
I
all the
know.
time until the day he died. No one in this country fucked as much as Benjamin
I
Franklin.
agree with him on the
been-
turkey. It
he
should
would
be
have
the
been
turkey.
at the fucking spring break house. He would have been there, the only guy with no hair in the front and a ponytail in the back,
Yeah, they call me
with the tiny
Spanking
glasses.
Franklin.
Yeah, they really did, man. Like when he used to go over to France, like everyone got super excited because they knew like the good orgies were about to begin.
Yes.
Yeah.
On Top Hat this week, we talk about Madison Cawthorn saying that he was invited to some orgies in Washington, and he was none too pleased with it.
Yeah, I bet.
Orgy.
Orgies with Chuck Grassley.
Yeah, .org.
Ooh.
Well, from there, Taylor embarked on a kind of second adolescence, stopping off at arcades after work for hours
Look
at a
at all the
time.
machines. Look at all the machines. And he used to run around. Truly, she used to have to go, literally have to physically pull him out of the arcade because he was
acting
stuck
like
on the
an
machine.
alien.
Yeah. Yes, it's like Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah. He also discovered pornography and tried to get his wife to try every single thing he saw in the videotapes and magazines he picked up.
I think it's interesting when you see people talk about this because like this is a Mormon lens.
Yeah.
So everything you're looking at is through every various Mormon point of view. So this woman, when the way she described it, she was like, and the things he wanted me to do. I saw some of the footage of it, and it was absolutely reprehensible. And you know, the only thing she's talking about is the butt.
Yeah, it's just anal.
It's
the
all
butt.
anal.
Yeah.
Like that is the only.
That's the
always
worst that it got.
Unspeakable acts I cannot believe. It was like, no, it's pornography you could have bought off a stand. It's butt.
Frozen dildos. I don't know if you remember those. Fire and Ice. There was a Penthouse centerfold that I'll never forget. Fire and Ice, and I believe they had frozen dildos. So perhaps you wanted to do.
Oh yeah, and there's
use
some
one of
pee-pee
those.
play. I saw some Nugget magazine.
Nugget.
Yeah, Nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always the one in the middle of the 3-pack that you steal from the store.
Yeah, I always remember in one of those, I got a Club Confidential that had this whole like pregnant woman breast milk spread.
See, but
that
I
was
thought it was
real weird.
I thought it was confidential, but that seems it's the opposite of confidential.
Marcus is going to get sued.
Yeah. But even though Taylor was living the 13-year-old's dream of unlimited cable, arcades, and porn, he still managed to get a job at Morgan Stanley as a stockbroker through his wife's uncle in 1993.
If you've learned nothing
Nepotism.
from Wolf of Wall Street, you need to understand that stockbrokers are not special.
No.
Anybody can be one.
Yeah. See, even though Taylor had wacky religious beliefs, he was still a sociopath who could turn on his shallow charm whenever he wanted, and was therefore one hell of a salesman. He actually enjoyed cold calling customers, which personally, I think you got to be a sociopath to enjoy cold calling.
Well, hey,
people.
listen,
It's a nightmare.
honestly, my favorite hobby, hassling people. It's
Love it.
my favorite.
You can just see him trying to bond with people in Wall Street, just slipping them Nugget magazine under the table. Be like,
Have you heard of pornography?
Have you heard of this? Have you heard of video games?
Justin Heltzer, meanwhile, had an uneventful run in the National Guard and went on an uneventful 2-year mission. And without his brother's charisma, he got a job installing cable TV.
He is
nothing wrong with
truly
that.
a pool noodle
Yeah.
of a human being. He is, I don't, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm going
he's
to
worse
insult
than
him.
that. A pool noodle is at least fun.
Yeah, you have a function on it. Sometimes it slides between a woman's legs.
But don't
Justin
forget how-
Helzer is a fucking useless human being.
Whoa,
He's a
guys,
puddle.
are we kidding here? He installs cable. He's an American hero.
I guess you
That
do.
was back in the day. That was a tough gig.
I know, but the thing about them is like, I love our cable installers. If we have anybody who listens, a cable installer, I
I
know.
don't know
but,
if they're needed
but
anymore.
they're not really. But the thing is that their moral compass was always off because you could give a cable guy $100 and he'll do whatever you want. Like he will just he will fix it all up. You get the free pay-per-view and shit. They're very easily bribable.
Yeah. Well, you're also talking from like a 1992 perspective.
Yeah.
That's not like that anymore.
But
No,
that's
you
why I'm
can't do
in
it.
here now.
Yeah, you're in there, man.
No, I tried to offer we did have cable put it in the house and I did because it's like, what do you get?
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, now it's all corporate or whatever. Man,
Yeah,
fuck
you
that
can't.
shit,
You
dude.
can't do it, and they don't want to get fired because they're living paycheck to paycheck, and it's
Yeah.
really hard out there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Now, Taylor branched out into the more salacious and adult corners of the secular world after 3 years working at Morgan Stanley. And the whole time, 3 years, he's keeping his vices to TV, porn, and arcades.
Do we not know if this is just the plot to Big?
Yeah.
It really sounds like
Became
that
real.
woman had sex with a 13-year-old boy, and at some point she does need to be brought to justice.
Yeah. And at the end of it, even after she knew that she had sex with a 13-year-old boy, she still had this winsome look on her face.
Things were
Like,
different.
it wasn't horror,
Well,
like
it's because-
absolute abject horror that it should have been.
It's because that 13-year-old boy had the dick of a man.
He did. He really did. The dick of Tom Hanks.
Well, in addition to all that, according to his wife, Taylor also began dressing like a 15-year-old. And speaking as someone who was almost 15 in 1997, it was not a good look.
Well, let's not diss the Jinko.
I will put it this way. I don't know if it's like specifically like a 15-year-old, because I know I have reached an era where I am dressing however I want, because I never got to as a little kid.
You're
I never got to
forgetting,
buy
though,
the sneakers.
you don't have a conch shell necklace.
Yeah.
I don't.
That was
Yeah,
needed.
you don't have frosted tips.
Don't have
No,
frosted tips.
But again, this is a Mormon perspective. So I think when she says that he's dressed as a 15-year-old, it's because he's not a businessman. He doesn't wear his suit to go to work, and he doesn't do all the shit. It's like he's wearing like t-shirts that say like Billabong on
Yeah,
it.
he's
probably got
shopping at PacSun.
Yeah.
He's probably got some WWF gear, blood from a stone. It's a really cool Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt. I had like 50 fucking wrestling shirts, dude.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I mean, no one thought it was cool, but
Yeah,
you did.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. No, I thought my Stone Cold shirt was kind of cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I had my fucking No Fear shirts.
Yeah.
fuck
Remember
yeah.
those Big Johnson shirts?
Yeah,
we
those
weren't
would get
allowed.
you- those would get you
Yeah.
in trouble. They
Yeah.
get you-
Yeah, we had bear piss beer.
yeah.
Those were fun. Those were fun. Well, leaving behind Anne and the 2 children they had together, Taylor left his home for weeks at a time and started smoking, drinking, and going out to nightclubs.
Oh, yeah.
Where he experimented with weed, cocaine, and shrooms. But considering how this was 1997 and Taylor was also discovering the rave scene, his main drug for a time was ecstasy.
What brought you here? Well, I started with Street Fighter. Then I played Street Fighter 2. Next thing you know, man, I'm just here at this rave selling you drugs.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah.
That's the best story I've ever heard.
Isn't that weird?
But the thing is if you remember college, because I know I was like that, because I didn't really do.
That's a tricky question.
I did not do a lot of substances throughout high school, right? Like I smoked a little bit of weed, but I didn't really start hard drinking and smoking until I hit 18 and I went into college. And I really think that those first moments of foraying into substances, you know who that guy is.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, hey man, have you tried shitting on weed? You know, like that bullshit from Half Baked, where it's all like a guy who it became his entire personality was ecstasy. And what does that mean?
No.
You are an insufferable human being.
I would almost say you're by definition a psychic vampire. Because these people on ecstasy, they want to be happy, but they have to steal your joy to do it.
Yeah. Now, as Taylor began to see just how much fun the adult non-Mormon world could be, he conveniently also began to believe that he'd been betrayed by the church. His mission had been a bust, and his marriage was a bust. So therefore, Taylor didn't feel like he had a true place in the LDS.
And this is all from like the first taste of a non-Mormon life.
Well,
You know
I
what
mean, he'd
Like-
been at it in like 3 years.
but seriously, he escalated in those 3 years. Like
Right.
it's just kind of interesting because he barely paid attention to his marriage and his kids
Oh,
and
of
all
course.
that kind of
And
shit.
then some fucking
how
kid
old
like
was-
slips him a joint at the arcade, and it's all fucking over from there.
Over. It's like what the Dare people thought
Exactly.
would happen.
It's ready for madness.
I mean, I think that's what it is that really that only happens with super sheltered kids.
Yeah.
It really does. If you have parents that like raise you like a normal person, then you know it's not that bad.
This
But super
is
sheltered
why
kids really do fall down the
You
cliff.
have to, be dirty as a kid, build up the immune system.
Yeah, do
And then
all
if
the
you're
butt
a parent,
stuff.
start
Roll around,
blowing-
suck dick, snowball, anything. Especially when you're a kid. Get out of your system, man.
Well, I don't know about that, but I was going to say give your children small amounts of booze young, but that was also a bad idea. But,
The French do it. It's fine.
What's that?
The French do it. They give the kids wine.
Yeah, the French have some issues.
In Italy, it's legal to smoke when you're 9.
Is that right? Mandatory even.
Yes.
But I think the biggest reason why Taylor rebelled against the LDS and his marriage was because his life was turning out to be extremely ordinary. See, he'd been told for his entire existence by both his family and the church that he was destined for greatness. Instead, all he had was a regular-ass office job, a regular-ass wife, and 2 regular-ass screaming kids.
I'm supposed to have my own planet.
Where's the planet? I mean,
He's not waiting until death for that fucking planet.
Oh, he wants it now.
Yeah.
that's nice. I mean, I guess I'm happy that my parents were just like, I hope he gets a job as a manager at Burger King. Like, that's kind of nice to have lowered expectations too.
Yeah.
Well, I really feel
Less
like
pressure, I guess.
if it's not put on you, if the pressure's not put on you, then good. But, it's nice, a little ambition's nice.
Yeah, a little
of
ambition is
course,
nice.
but
Yeah.
it's internal. You have to have it yourself.
But ironically, speaking to the ordinary point, even though the Bay Area club scene of the late 90s might have seemed exotic and exciting to a former Mormon like Taylor Heltzer, it was ultimately just as ordinary as his own life. There's nothing special about doing X and dancing to Moby.
Yeah,
No,
it just
it
takes sometimes a couple of years to understand that.
Yeah.
Because for a
Right.
while you're like, this is the best time I've ever had in my life. Like,
We're
you're
doing
that. And then it's just you know what it is? It's a couple of years of waking up, like leaving a place at 6 a.m. and you come out to the light and then you go onto the subway and you see like teachers and construction workers and you're like a big old mess and you're feeling worse and worse and worse. And like, no one's digging you.
No.
Like Taylor was not, it's not like he was a party promoter. Like he wasn't at the center of the action at Limelight. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't at Studio 54. He's in the worst place in the world.
No, mine wasn't X. Mine was that same situation. It was cocaine and it was coming out of Home Sweet Home in the Lower East Side. At 6 a.m. And
I
it's
always
not
kind of like
fun.
seeing people go to work because then I know I don't have to. And I'm like, I'm going to bed. Bye.
A lot of times it was because I had to wake up and then go do some type of work. It just
That
wasn't
was
that
always
work.
horrible.
But just as Taylor fell into the world of drinking and recreational drugs, so too did his brother Justin, and both began doing both on the regular. This, however, wasn't what truly scrambled the brains of the Heltzer brothers. That can be placed squarely on the shoulders of a self-help course big with Mormons called Harmony, which sent both brothers down a destructive path of amorality.
I would not necessarily even say in any other type of show that we've done that like this one thing is what really shot him down the pipe, but it really was.
It really
Is
was.
this like there's a show on CNBC, not to plug. It's called Business Boot Camp.
Yeah, please
and
don't
I
plug.
watched it and it sucks. And all they do is scream at you and they're like, this is going to make your business better. But it's not.
Well,
it's just there to watch. It's there so I can watch you suffer. Is that kind of what this is?
Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Harmony was a ripoff of another self-help program called Impact, and it therefore shared many of the same basic beliefs and techniques.
And they're all a ripoff of a thing called Est, which is run by Werner Erhardt. And it's the same thing. We cover this. Randy Kraft was a part of the original group of people. It's weird how those
Jeez.
synchronicities show up,
Weird,
right?
yeah.
Because the Est training is exactly the same as Impact and Harmony. They all stole from each other. And nothing really in the end helped anybody.
No.
Okay.
Now, it's hard to find concrete information about Impact because, quite tellingly, the founders of the program have gone to great lengths to actively expunge any information on the internet that portrays them in a negative light.
Just tell them we're part of Nexium.
But when you look at the testimonies on ex-Mormon message boards, you can see that Impact is somewhat of a combination of the business practices of Scientology and a light version of the MK Ultra technique known as psychic driving. Concerning the former, Impact was a spin-off of LifeSpring, which stemmed from Landmark Forum, which came from Mind Dynamics, which is, of course, a component of Scientology.
Money laundering.
It's interesting because, as we've said, there are certain things in the lower aspects of Scientology that can be helpful.
As you've said.
But I have read an article. I was reading this massive, it was about from the behaviorist perspective, about the idea of breaking down what EST is, S training is, but like kind of get in mind of like, because I want to know, like when we did the Scientology series, what exactly is the shit that they're talking about? What happens when you go to Harmony training?
Right.
And a part of what they do is, it's a roast battle version of a Joel Osteen show where you write like a testimony about who you are, and then you go into a room,
Right.
and then they take the information you gave you and they break you down
Destroy
using
you.
what they gave you.
Do
It's
they build you
exactly
back
what
up?
they did to Ted Kaczynski. That was the fucking experiment that broke. Ted Kaczynski was doing exactly that.
But they don't. But then you have to do the build-up part.
There's
'Cause
a build-up
otherwise you
part.
just leave a
But we'll
crumbled
get to the
Okay.
build-up part. That's what makes it similar to psychic driving, and what
Got
makes
you.
it similar
Okay.
to an MK Ultra thing, of course, because the Ted Kaczynski thing was related to MK Ultra. It all
Right.
comes back to MK Ultra.
And also, a lot of this was stolen from the tactics of Werner Erhard, who LRH, he was so offended by
Yeah.
S training that he sued.
He sued him.
He sued him for theft of intellectual property.
Yeah. In addition, Impact's tiered, highly expensive system of escalating programs mirrors the business model pioneered so many years before by L. Ron Hubbard. Starting at level 1 with what's called Quest training, currently available for the low price of $725.
What?
Impact starts with a 4-day retreat covering such vague concepts as relationship skills, accountability, and leadership. In reality, though, the Quest training within Impact was a highly abrasive, confrontational experience that supposedly broke down old beliefs. In these sessions, which started at 6 a.m. every day, a facilitator aggressively asks deeply personal questions, then insults the participant until they sometimes either cried or vomited.
They're supposed to sit in a chair, not move. There's supposed to be a bathroom break every 4 hours and let them out, right? And then they
Okay.
can go. But the whole idea, Marcus and Kessel, what you guys don't get is that it's all about, can you even sit with yourself for a goddamn minute?
Yeah, I mean,
Can
I
you
was
even-
on a plane over
Yeah,
here.
sure.
It took me 6 hours to get here.
Yeah, what you're
Alone.
doing, man? Oh, yeah, that's your act, bro. You're playing into your act. That's your
Oh.
act. You show up the Kissel, the bumbling, beloved simpleton, this
Sure.
man covered in grime and beer flecks. That's just the act. That's not
Right.
you,
Well, that's
right?
nice that you actually said that, but I mean, that's not even my act.
But you're lying to everyone because
I am.
actually that is you,
Well,
but your actual portrayal. Yeah, bitch.
Well, for example, as far as like them asking questions and then completely breaking them down, one woman admitted to being sexually abused by her fathers and brothers. The facilitator called her a slut.
Oh my God.
That's just for the first day.
Jesus.
That's just what they're trying to do. Come on,
Sounds
it's day
horrible.
one. You gotta warm me up.
$750, huh? Yeah.
775.
Oh my goodness.
Back then in the early 90s, it was like 325. So inflation has definitely caught up to
Well,
Harmony.
by today's standards, pump number 9, that's about $2,500.
3 weeks going on.
That's pump number 9.
But on the third day, after the participants are broken down, the facilitator switches to a more loving tone, just like they did with psychic driving, manipulating people into thinking that some good had actually been done.
Well, this is where they kind of get off, and it's cool because it's technically a limited time period that you're spending getting abused. Where Scientology, it's a whole lifetime that you're signing up for, and they keep moving the goalposts of what you have shown that you have been effectively trained, and then you have learned and you have grown. Where this is at least it's one and done in a weekend, but a lot of people's lives are literally shattered by the weekend.
Yeah,
it
what
sounds
usually happens,
horrible.
they just stayed broken. But thing about that is that they became convinced that they could only be made right again through the higher levels, which only got more and more expensive.
It's horrible.
Welcome to the Zabrowski Thought Clinic. I can't wait to have everybody
I can't
aboard.
wait.
We're going to be doing this. Toot toot. Everybody get aboard the Thought Clinic train, bus, ship. Because what I'm going to do is get your thoughts and turn them into oughts. Because it's about what you ought to do, not what you thought you should do.
I love it. I don't know what it was about the weekend, but I really think sketch comedy has potential. And I feel like overall, the Polish are one of the funnier people.
Honestly, and that clinic really showed me a lot of Henry's impressions are not as problematic as I thought they were.
As far as what sorts of manipulative activities these people participated in, they'd sometimes play a game in which you and 3 other people all had to pretend that you're all in a ship that's going to sink. And one of you were given 3 popsicle sticks, and whoever got those sticks would be saved, while the others would be left to die. And to make it even more disturbing, the popsicle stick captain could also choose to keep one for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Each person had to make an argument as to why they should live and the others should die. And by the way, this happens after you know everybody's deepest, darkest secrets. And more often than not, the popsicle stick captain kept one for themselves, regardless of the arguments made by their imaginary shipmates.
Because
Well, I'll
that's
tell you one
real
thing.
dog meat. And that's what you don't fucking get. Yeah, I'm standing up.
I
because
know
it's
it.
fucking real.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, because it's about what is, and what ain't,
Thank you,
deep
Bill
in the
Clinton.
research.
I just want to be the person who eats all the popsicles.
Yeah, I guess you do got to get the popsicles, don't you?
You do have to have a little fun with it. Pamela, you don't get one because you're a bitch. Bob, you're a fucking bitch. So you don't get one. Jerry, bitch, you don't get one.
Perfect.
Rise from your grave.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Ben Kissel here with Henry Zabrowski. Yeah, it's me, man. Yeah, bro. Henry Zabrowski is smoking some of that sweet last podcast on the left, babe. So go out there and purchase yourself some. I hope you enjoy it. We have sativa, we have indica, and we have a hybrid. And I have to tell you, from my personal experience, they are wonderful.
Super tasty live resin. You really get the delicious weedy taste, which is what I like. And
Yes.
3 different experiences. You go to your local vape store and get it.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. We absolutely love you. Can't wait to see you on the road and get that vape, put it in your brain, and have a good time.
And if you want us at your favorite weed store, give them a call and ask for them by name. Last
Absolutely.
podcast on the left, it's weed.
Hail yourselves, everyone.
Hail Satan.
Now, while some people have said that impact training destroyed them emotionally or led family members to destroy their lives in the pursuit of its promised results, others, like Taylor and Justin's mother, Karma, loved it.
Yep.
After starting with Impact, she switched to the ripoff program, Harmony, and brought her sons into the fold. And with Impact, Taylor Heltzer found both a cult leader roadmap and the justification he needed to bring his darkest sociopathic urges to light.
It's much like any other thought system, right? There are things that you could learn and like a rational person.
Take
or
an improv class.
Truly, we're an
Because there are
elevated
some good
person.
skills that you can learn.
But you can pick and choose and understand that, like, oh, some of these teachings are allegorical. I'm supposed to learn by example and take this with me. And it's maybe it's a life lesson that I'm supposed to play out over time. A lot of times, these things are not supposed to be taken like word for word, literally.
Yeah.
Like, because
Right.
if you do, and it ends up, you end up Hitler. Like, it's that type of shit where it's like, you can't just buy into some kind of esoteric system wholeheartedly.
Right.
You have to it's about reflecting. More people should read the Kabbalion.
Yeah, that's right. Basically, Impact and Harmony had a belief system close to the objectivism of Ayn Rand, in which the only thing that matters is the self. Additionally, these programs stress that the concepts of right and wrong do not exist, or at least don't matter.
I mean, they do it when you're driving, you want to get to a place.
Well, yes, that's the idea.
But what really matters is if something works or it doesn't. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's does it work or does it not?
And I am not going to speak well of objectivism in any way, shape, or form. But the way I will compare it to is because est is kind of like what I said before. It's weaponized Zen Buddhism.
Yeah.
Like, it's this idea of destruction of the ego version of yourself. What you portray, the idea that what you think and believe are not you, that they actually have no bearing on what reality is. So there's an objective reality at the very bottom of it that is us as individual souls floating around in goop, but that type of shit, right? And it's all about trying to get to the real. And the thing
Now,
is,
why
though,
would I want to do that?
I don't know. I don't know, because I like my thoughts. I'm kind of consumed by my thoughts. Maybe that's a problem.
Yeah.
But again,
I want to get to the opposite of that.
I like the opposite.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's interesting because that sentence is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about not judging your judgments on a feeling that you have. That it's all about like kind of lessening how hard you are on yourself for having conditioned responses to your own responses, right? Like being mad about feeling guilty, feeling mad about being sad, like those types of things. But he did it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, while other people saw Impact as something in which they participated, Taylor Heltzer saw it as an instruction manual on how to manipulate people.
And it is.
Yeah. You break them down, you humiliate them, and you build them into something else that you can use. And it's with this belief that right and wrong did not exist that Taylor Heltzer began to try and build a cult, using his brother Justin as his first disciple.
But I tell you what, Taylor, that sounds like a lot of fun, Taylor.
It's just Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm just having a good time, Taylor.
Well, the second member, or at least the attempted second, was a highly attractive waitress named Carrie Furman. In 1998, Carrie was working as a server at the Peppermill restaurant in Concord, California.
She used to work in a diner. Never saw a woman look fine. Remember that song?
No.
Neil Young?
No.
She used to work in a diner, never saw anyone look finer?
No.
What's the name of the song? Can you name it?
Wendy's. I don't know the name of it.
Wow, we're just deep into. I don't know if this is Uncle Corner. This is like great Uncle Corner.
What? You guys don't know that song?
Somebody knows it out there.
I bet.
Oh yeah, someone's yelling.
It's Harvest or something like that.
Well,
Whatever.
in the Peppermill restaurant in Concord, California, Taylor Heltzer came in and chatted Carrie up. Carrie thought he was handsome and charming, so when Taylor left a credit card instead of a tip, leaving a note, buy yourself something nice,
Oh my God.
she was intrigued.
So
It's
douchey.
obvious he doesn't have that much money on it.
But also, it's just a thing that like a beautiful woman, things happen to her, and sometimes she's just like, "Thank you."
Buy yourself something nice.
Well, she admits that at this point she was a low point in her self-esteem. You know, and Taylor took full advantage of that. He completely abandoned his wife and kids and manipulated Carrie into moving in with him faster than you could say Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
Wow.
That fast.
And they're together now? Wow. I don't think it
To this
escrow. I
day.
don't think it escrow to go so fast.
Well, soon, the two of them moved into a rented house with two roommates named Olivia and Brandon, along with Taylor's brother, Justin.
Just like the dream you told me all about
It
with your
really
brother
was.
and two roommates. This is great.
Oh yeah, and they get to share a room with the brother.
yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for the credit card.
Now, from what Carrie said, Taylor was very loving and made her feel special. And he had that effect on a lot of people. He was very manipulative.
And Rotisserie Tuesdays, it had a double meaning.
But soon after, no, he just watched.
Yeah, he did just
Yeah,
watch.
he did just
God.
watch. Yeah,
All right,
at
Brother
his brother's request. By
I
the
gotta
way,
tell you
Yeah.
what, Taylor, when you're going down on her, I'm like, whoa, that's lunch I wish I could share.
Oh my, a lunch you wish you could share.
Let me get some of that.
That is
You have some. Oh, no. I made a phantom. I made a little ghost patch.
Yes, that's ejaculate.
But soon after,
Oh God.
ghost patch. But soon after abandoning his family, Taylor began to believe that he was destined for greater things. And great men don't have office jobs.
Hey, man, don't gotta look at me, bro. Can't get me back into an office unless I'm seeking my revenge.
Very abstract.
So, embarking on his first of many schemes, Taylor began the process of scamming Morgan Stanley into giving him disability payments by faking mental illness.
And it worked.
He went days without shaving or showering and babbled about wild ideas openly in the office.
Listen. When we get rid of trains, right? Fucking get rid of cabs.
You're gonna get rid of
Fucking,
trains and
hey, man,
cabs?
hey, helicopters.
You know what, man? They went with that shit. You know, there's an Uber helicopter service in fucking New York right now that you can take a fucking helicopter from your office building to LaGuardia
I'm not
and
doing
JFK.
I'm not
need to
doing it
start-
unless it's Gallagher's.
I have to start writing things down. Oh yeah, that was Gallagher.
That was Gallagher's idea.
And Carrie Furman, meanwhile, played the part of the concerned girlfriend trying to save her partner from the throes of mental illness. And sure enough, it worked. And Taylor was soon living on the easy street of fraudulent disability payments.
That's sad, man. Easy
That's what a
street of
real hero
disability
does.
payments.
Once Taylor convinced Carrie to help him out with his scheme, he talked her into taking the same Harmony Impact courses that he'd taken. And since she was, by her own admission, highly suggestive and vulnerable, she felt like she got a lot out of it. Now, in the house where Taylor, Carrie, Justin, and the two other roommates lived, Taylor began ruling the place as an authoritarian, copying what he'd learned from the Impact Harmony training.
Oh God, what an annoying prick.
Oh, yeah. And he also refused to pay rent.
Oh yeah, because he
Oh,
was in
my
charge.
God.
I'm the conductor. Okay, you see
Yeah.
the conductor paying for violins. You think the conductor he's got to fucking rent his baton?
Maybe.
But no, and it's a tiny room, and it was like I just think about just how stupid this beginning is because the other two roommates were not involved.
No.
like they were just normal
Just
ass
there.
roommates, just being like, "Yeah, I see you got the mini cult going on here. If you guys could leave my mac and cheese alone,
Just
I'm gonna
please.
put my initials on it,
Yeah.
just so you do that. Also, if somebody, the manager wants to know about the garbage disposal, somebody call about the garbage disposal. Meanwhile, he's like, I am a child of light. And you're like, all right, well,
Just leave the mac and cheese alone. We're fine.
Well, eventually, Taylor convinced the quite attractive Carrie to pose for nude pictures to try to get her a spread in Playboy. Either, I don't know what his end game with it, either he was trying to see what he could convince her to do, or he was just trying to make some quick money.
Well, he kind of did the thing of what was it from Step Brothers, where the group they had, it was like Events Worldwide, or like I forgot what their thing is.
Yeah.
this is his beginnings of wanting to create a hyper elite escort service.
Yeah.
And so he thought that when he got, that was like one, we'll get into it, but he definitely used her. He thought that like, see, we got a Playboy model on the roster, and he's gonna bump up all of our shit. And then Justin's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be amazing. We need honestly maybe a couple big hung guys, right? A couple big hung guys."
That's Carl Hungus. Yep. So this was also probably for his own status, right?
Yeah,
so he could be married to or dating a Playboy model.
Something like that. I mean, he borrowed $2,500 from his father for new boobs for Carrie. Probably never paid it back either. But quite shockingly, Carrie got in.
Very good.
She was a Playboy playmate. Had one of those like classic, like huge fake tits, soft focus, like belt and garters, 90s Playboy
Sable.
spread.
You're talking about Sable from the WWE.
No,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Well, Sable spread was a little more in focus than the 90s Playboy really was most of the time. The Playmates always had a soft focus.
I think my eyes crossed pretty hard.
But I mean, it's hard focus. Like you got to see every single inch of Sable in that spread.
Yeah, look at the look on your face. You're like an umpire.
I spent a lot of time with that issue.
But it is, she did make it. I would put her on there as maybe this is controversial to say, but probably most attractive cult member of all time.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and agree with that.
Well,
yeah, without a doubt.
I kind of like the Manson girls.
Oh, sure.
No, I mean, as do
I want to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, conventionally attractive.
Sure.
Yeah. Definitely the only Playboy model to be in a cult that we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah. Well, there's probably a lot of Scientologist Playboy models now that I think.
Oh, I think there's a lot. Yeah.
So going off this, Taylor pushed Carrie further into the world of sex work, convincing her to dance nude in the strip clubs of San Francisco while also acting as a backroom pimp who set Carrie up with oral sex gigs. Now, in true pimp form, Taylor kept most of the money Carrie earned from sex work, saying that he needed it to invest money in a program of his own making that was going to be similar to Harmony. Instead, he invested that money into what was basically an escort service called Into Me See.
I'm going to kill myself.
I hate it. I really hate it.
Can you say it again?
Into Me See.
But hey, Kissel, if you say it fast, it sounds like intimacy.
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 Which is
Into Me See.
So gross, man.
About getting hand jobs.
I get it. Yeah.
Taylor Heltzer soon took on the pseudonym of Jordan Taylor and printed Into Me See business cards that asked potential clients if they wanted better relationships, better sex, and more joy in their lives.
If it's with you, Taylor.
And a hand job.
Well, to further finance the venture, Taylor became an ecstasy dealer at the local raves and tried forcing his brother to do the same. But this seems to be the only time Justin ever split from his brother, because while Taylor was a rave guy, Justin liked the goth clubs.
Okay, rave versus goth. This is how can they stay together?
There's not that much difference.
Maybe I'm
there's
wrong.
a little difference.
Email sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com. When I have met goths, they're normally not like simple. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Justin was a simple goth.
I don't know if Justin was as simple as you're making him out to be.
I think he was.
I don't know if he was. I think he was just a very submissive human being.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving him like goth points.
I think you're giving him goth points.
Yeah,
Sure.
but yeah, maybe I'm giving him goth points. But that's the other thing too. There is a link between the rave world and the goth world.
Sure.
Cyber goths.
Oh, yes. Oh, don't tell me. The cyber goth community is a complicated one.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say the movie Blade.
Yes.
Yeah. But
It works.
But Justin was still under his brother's thumb in many ways. Sometimes, as I mentioned before, he would watch his brother have sex with Carrie at Taylor's request. And also, as I mentioned before, Justin was seen by his roommates on more than one occasion on all fours, eating from a plate on the floor while making loud smacking sounds.
Henry might be right.
I got it in my eyebrows.
Yeah, I think Henry might. Why is he eating like a dog?
I think he's just an impossibly weird human being. I don't think he's simple.
Marcus,
I think
have you ever
he's just
eaten
weird.
food like a dog? Have you ever eaten food like a dog?
No, but I'm not that weird. I'm not a weird person.
Sure. Yeah, right.
I'm really
You're
not.
okay.
I'm a very normal person. I'm a normal human being. Don't give me that look. They can't see the look you're making right now, but it's not.
I'm not commenting because this is my I'm not commenting look. This is me. We're keeping the business together. Look. Oh, you're totally normal, Marcus.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everyone loves dirt and bones.
when you
digging.
said, "Oh, I've already got so many raccoon penises."
Yeah,
But that's not my doing. I didn't buy the raccoon penises. People are giving me the
Sometimes people
baculum.
throw things away that they're given, but whatever.
That's the thing about on all fours eating like a dog. I don't know if that was his own doing or if it was a request from his brother. Although I do, admittedly, I think it's the former. I think he did do it because he liked it.
He's a weird guy. He's just a weird guy.
He's just a super weird guy.
I think you were right with goat.
Yeah,
He might be
he's a goat.
Yeah. Now, once the idea started flowing, Taylor evolved out of Into Me See and started brainstorming an impact-inspired project called Transform America.
We're transforming America.
Which was based on what Justin called his 12 principles of magic.
Number 1, always have coins. Number 2, never kill a pigeon. Number 3, girl's got to be skinny if you want to cut her in half.
Monocle as well. Always have a monocle.
In these 12 principles, he swiped ideas from Impact, like the idea of there being no right and wrong. But he also added certain caveats that could justify any future actions he might take, because it was obvious from these principles that his future plans required some big justifications.
Oh, yes, very much so. It is a justification guide. It's all like, he will make sure that whatever he does is in the power of Christ. It's all this kind of bullshit where, like, no matter what he does, God willed it.
Yeah, he proclaimed himself perfect, so he could do no wrong. His perceptions were deemed always correct.
Isn't that something?
And he decided that the only way to gain control was to lose control.
Well, fantastic.
What does that mean?
This is just wonder. It means that he is God.
It means he can do as much meth as he wants.
That's what it means.
It's perfect.
It's meth. Again, remember, all of this has got little sprinkles of meth all
You can
throughout.
feel the meth.
At this immediate point,
This is
he's
ecstasy.
not quite into meth yet.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He's seeing it around. He's wondering, what's that all about?
What's that over there?
Maybe I can check that out later.
You know, my brother thinks he's a dog.
Perhaps most important, though, was the principle that said that, quote, spirit knows everything, meaning that anything that came into his head could be seen as a revelation from God. Because remember, spirit talks to him. Meanwhile, Taylor was still in the sex game, and he began pushing Carrie into helping him build a new venture to fund Transform America called the Feline Club. You fucking get it? You assholes?
I don't really
Yeah.
get it. I actually, what is it? The feline pussy club?
Pussy Club.
Is that what he's doing? He's making a pun?
Yeah.
I get it
I mean, it
now.
was essentially a high-class escort service for rich men in the financial sector.
Okay.
This escort service, however, soon transformed into another truly harebrained scheme. And right here, this is when he starts doing meth.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. And ecstasy at the same time.
Fantastic. Methtasy.
Yeah, you know it's like being unnaturally happy? Also being incredibly fast.
Love it.
The basic idea was that Taylor would get attractive young women to pose as sandwich delivery girls.
Oh my
So
God.
you already got my ear.
Wow. Interesting.
Those sandwich delivery girls would deliver sandwiches to Taylor's old Morgan Stanley office.
Now ask them if they want a hand job.
Not quite yet. First, they would gain their trust, and then they would lure them back to the house for a hand job.
You want a hand job?
A hand. I just want the sandwich.
Can I get the sandwich, please, man?
Please.
Once the men were in a suitably compromising position, Taylor would photograph the stockbrokers with those sex workers and blackmail Morgan Stanley for $50 million.
Just don't mind me. And you see him setting up the 1920s camera. Just to stay still.
Sure. No,
please.
because it's going to blur. I need to see your face. Well, it's because then he'd reveal, hey, guess what? She's 14. Like, and then he would show her, and then she'd be like, have the braces back on. She'd be like, sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, no.
But you know who did this? Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
He literally, so it's not that harebrained.
No.
It was real.
Yeah, it was real. I think the harebrained part was the $50 million blackmail.
Yes,
that
I
was
think
the
so.
harebrained
Oh,
part.
yeah. I think that the harebrained idea was that he could even get it together.
Yeah.
So Morgan Stanley is like, all right, we have two options. Well, we can pay him $50 million, or what if we normalize fucking teenagers?
Let's get to the radios.
By the way, he was willing to settle for $20 million. His original plan, like we asked for
he's
$50
willing to
million, we
settle.
get $20 million.
Because that's you started $50 million.
That's right.
to get
He's
to
so
20
smart.
million.
Yeah. Well, to recruit possible sex workers, Taylor would go to raves and hand out true or false questionnaires to gauge the moral flexibility of potential minions in his far-fetched scheme. These questionnaires read, quote,
Sex before marriage is wrong. True or false? I'm a powerful sexual person. True or false?
Oh, my God.
I'm a religious person. True or false? I don't do drugs. True or false? Lying is wrong. True or false? Come on. What do you think? Stealing is wrong. True or false?
Bro, I got to get to the bar, man. You are bumming
Sir,
me
I have a
out.
pencil.
Oh, my Lord.
Now, not surprisingly, Taylor was not able to recruit a single woman successfully because no one goes to a rave to fill out a questionnaire.
Unless you're getting free camels.
That is true.
That's what he forgot.
Oh my
And maybe you
God,
get a
I
lighter.
got so many fucking free camels from those ladies in Motor City.
Oh, yeah.
So many.
Oh, yeah.
You're the luckiest guy around, Marcus.
I was, and they still sent like literature to my family's home for years afterwards.
I mean,
For
smoking.
years, I remember that.
It only kills 1 in 10.
That's it.
That's it.
And Carrie was starting to realize that Taylor was nothing more than a parasite, and this actually threw a bit of a wrench into Taylor's plans. See, before Taylor even really got his ideas for Transform America together, because if there's one phrase that can be used in conjunction with Taylor Heltzer, it's jump the gun.
Yeah.
He figured he needed a core group of 3 people to help him out. His right-hand man, of course, would be Justin, and Taylor hoped Carrie would be the third.
Well, that was a twist on a Mormon story and Mormon old. I forget what the term. It's not a psalm. It's something like that, where Jesus chose 3 people to go with him to America, and so that's what his justification.
That's where it comes from. However, soon after Carrie's Playboy spread was published, Playboy offered her a full contract.
Whoa.
So she moved to Los Angeles. And never,
These cities are going places.
Nice.
never once looked back at the almost cult she almost joined.
Wow.
Now she just has to go watch Hugh Hefner masturbate.
Yeah.
She dodged a massive bullet with not being a part of this cult. I'll tell you that.
She was in a couple of videos.
No
like, Playmates Unzipped.
Oh, we do the research here.
Oh, my
This isn't like other
Lord.
true crime podcasts.
That's right.
We look at the tips.
Oh, yeah.
Unzipped.
I
Wow.
definitely made sure I had full understanding of Carrie Furman.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fascinating. That's what I said.
Yeah. There was, however, still the question of who was going to be the third. And Taylor found the perfect mark in a 22-year-old former meth user named Don Godman, who had left meth behind after finding solace in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, it's quite possible that Justin and Taylor had realized that Carrie hadn't worked out because she didn't have the Mormon foundation. So they began trolling LDS singles functions beginning in 1998.
It really is pointed because I didn't think about that because at first I was like, how do they get Dawn? And then because then I realized like, oh, they met her at a singles show. I was like, oh, this is all they were doing. They were just going
Right.
looking
They're
to see
hunting.
who's
Predators.
the saddest one in the crowd.
Yeah, and not only who's the saddest one in the crowd, who was going to approach them. It was actually, he did have some clever ideas.
Because he would show up. I love this because he'd show up in full rave gear, like literally, like not dressed like a Mormon at all. Like he has fucking like fake
cool Mormon.
fucking dreads in and like fucking it's like shiny pants on. And then Justin would be in full goth, like black, dressed like a fucking vampire, and they just like roll in, being like, "What? What are you going to do about it? We're a little different." And they did the head twist.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this one was a murder mystery dinner. And this one time they both showed up in all black because they're trying to go period.
Yeah.
They dressed as like 19th century preachers. Everyone else, by the way, just dressed like Mormons.
Yeah, they were in full costume.
Yeah. While everyone else laughed at the 2 obviously desperate dickheads and did their best to avoid them, Dawn was drawn to the pair because they looked like the meth heads she used to hang out with back when she was a meth head. She's like, oh man, I used to be a meth head too. Maybe I can talk about meth with those guys.
Well,
They're
jeez.
Mormons. They're not doing meth,
Well, that'll be
but
a
they
quick
look like meth
conversation.
heads.
Dawn viewed herself as an outsider, right? Because she said that she was never properly loved or paid attention to. And she saw these men, they were being mocked by the rest of the tribe.
It ain't
And yes,
right.
yes, they might be stinky and obviously begging for attention, but I'll give them their attention because no one gave me anything. And I'm going to reach across and be the Mormon land bridge for you to walk across.
Don't do it, Don.
Now, Don wasn't made the third member immediately. Partly, I think, because Don was not what you'd call attractive. Because Taylor had just lost a literal Playboy model.
I just don't know if you're Transform America material.
Yeah,
we kind of want to move a different direction.
Yeah, Dawn wasn't particularly pretty. She was overweight, and as we'll soon see, she was a bit of a dullard.
Hey, man,
She just
honestly,
was. I mean,
that's
she
the ultimate.
she participated in the murder of 5 fucking people.
That's why we can rag on her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she showed up, and she definitely she was the dupe that needed to be there.
Yeah, just full on dud. I think is the best way to describe her.
Yeah.
So Taylor Heltzer continued trolling for possible recruits, not at Bay Area raves. He'd learned his lesson there, but rather at church, where he started holding informal study groups in the parking lot after service was over.
If I'm the pastor, I'm like, yo, brother, you got to get out of here.
Dude, this is exactly what happened, is that he started hosting his own. He'd be like, yeah, you guys are at the Bible study. See you at the Bible study after the Bible study. And then he'd like walk out to the fucking parking lot.
This
and be
is
like,
Benny's Burger Joint. You can't sell burgers right outside of it.
yeah, well, maybe you don't understand America and freedom and the fact that I brought a grill.
I paid for the parking lot.
Parking lots, you can't own a parking lot because I watched Pocahontas.
Well, Taylor told people that the LDS had wildly veered away from what Joseph Smith had originally taught, saying that listening to the church was like listening to the wrong radio station. One of them was evil and one of them was godly.
They're both DJs.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Through that study group, Taylor began convincing interested women to attend Harmony Impact courses, probably thinking, if Harmony Impact breaks them down first, I don't got to put in all the groundwork.
This is DJ Jesus Christ. Here's another hit song. It's the same one I always play, The Age of Aquarius.
One of these women, a sometime follower named Kelly Lord, said that Taylor would often test her loyalty by asking such meth-inspired questions as, quote,
Hey, if I asked you to rob this Carl's Jr. for me, would you be open to that?
Oh, no, man. We can. It's a
I don't know if you're Transform America material. We're gonna have
I'm
to
just
go.
saying we can just buy it.
We're just gonna have to go.
Oh, man.
Kelly, however, saw right through Taylor, and when she told him that he'd end up like David Koresh if he wasn't careful, he tossed her aside, saying to her, like he said to anyone who disagreed with him, she wasn't on his level.
You don't get it. You don't
Oh
get
my
me.
gosh.
You don't get Transform America, so you don't get in.
Sometimes you don't get stuff because it's too stupid.
Yep.
No, guess all. No way.
Another woman who came close to joining Taylor's fledgling cult was Deborah McClanahan, who also knew Taylor and Justin from the LDS church. Now, at first, she was drawn to Taylor just like all the rest, and she would give both Taylor and Justin erotic massages to completion.
Whoa.
Now, you
Also,
talking about her
can't see
jerking-
it, but Marcus did do the jerk off
Oh,
motion.
sure. Now, yeah, because I don't know if you talk about jerk off or you talk about does she just massage them and then sit on their face for 15 minutes?
We just don't know.
We really don't know.
We don't know.
It was to ejaculation. The author of the book did very explicitly say to ejaculation to make
And
them
the book actually
ejaculate.
came with a little bit of cum.
Interesting.
Well, additionally, this woman, Deborah McClanahan, she and future follower Don Godman, who we just mentioned, they had a threesome at Taylor's request with some dude they met at a bar called Catfish Charlie's.
The romance is in the air. And that apartment with the other 2 ass roommates just like wondering what the fuck they're doing, sitting around being like, maybe we need to leave San Francisco.
Maybe it's
like,
not
I'm
for
not,
us.
I thought I was going to be the Primavera Arena. I guess I'm not because I'm 45 and I'm a Polish man. And I guess we're all just going to have to go, huh? Like while they're all trying to play Smash Brothers while this cult is forming in the living room.
This was peak San Francisco, right after the real world. They got a little rub from that. A lot of people thought San Fran was cool.
Yeah, this was peak San Francisco,
This was,
1997.
Yum, 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 yum.
Not the 70s.
But again, like most of the rest, the game didn't stick to Deborah, and she left Taylor to continue her life as both a Mormon and a witch. She did both.
Oh, okay.
We contain multitudes.
Absolutely. A Mormon.
Mm-hmm. A Warman.
A Mormon. A
Yeah.
witch. You Mormon.
Don Godman, however, had fallen for Taylor's shtick completely and attended Harmony meetings with gusto. She said that her meeting was in a sealed-off warehouse with no windows, and people couldn't even go to the bathroom without permission. And even if they got permission, they had to go with one of the people in charge.
Well, joke's on you. I'm going to the bathroom right now.
And you just completed the program.
Yes.
You got the shortcut. Woo! The first day, she said, was constant verbal attacks perpetrated by a tall blonde man named Dion, who talked in the same authoritarian tone that Taylor often used when he wanted wanted to convince someone to do something they didn't want to do.
Hey, Don, guess what? You look like Louis Anderson now. Got you. Okay, guys, come on. He's got a body like an orange, but not the personality. Come on, guys. Come
Roast
on.
mode. Roast mode. Gosh.
You got gnome legs.
What? You can't believe you said that to me.
The goal, Don later said in a moment of clarity, was to get her to a place with no fixed values, a place where right and wrong didn't exist. And once she got to that point, she became a willing, if disappointing, number 3.
Guess we'll take her.
Yeah. It really was that.
Yeah.
I mean, he wanted the he wanted the Manson girls, you know? He wanted the hot lady fucking cult.
Sure.
And it's just
A
Dawn.
dog.
Just Dawn.
It's Dawn and his brother who eats like a dog.
Yeah.
And then Dawn, this is what we're saying. This is why it's just not an elite team. And Dawn, she was mostly pulled in, and this is true. She said it was because Taylor would hug her no matter how long and how far she wanted it.
Yeah.
She loved to be hugged. She'd never been hugged. She's just like, and you just wouldn't believe Taylor. He'd sit down on the couch with you and he'd hug you for an hour.
Well, it's
and like
sad.
that's
she
all
obviously
she
was
wanted.
never loved or anything.
No.
No, I
It's
mean,
too
there is
bad.
the.
No,
I mean,
it's sad.
It is
obviously,
sad.
but-
I mean, this is the part where you're like, okay, like she had a hard upbringing.
But then she kills 5 people.
Understand, but then she kills 5 people and dismembers 3 of them, and tosses their remains into a river delta.
Maybe they should have given her a hug. We don't know that, but we'll get to it, I'm sure.
It's possible.
We'll fix
And
it.
this is the only time when the free hugs people could have saved someone else.
I love that. You know, all people offering free hugs, it's always the people you don't want to hug.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
Well, eventually, Taylor began bringing Don in on the ideas that he had for schemes that would fund Transform America, even though he didn't really seem to have a good idea of what Transform America would actually be just yet.
You don't get it, okay? You're not with it. You don't get me. We're transforming America.
Yeah.
Actually, here to listen. What do you think? What is it?
America's like this, but what if it's like that?
Like that. Okay, great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his whole thing is like, we got to fund Transform America first. We got to get the money before we can really figure out what Transform America is really all about.
Oh, fantastic.
And this is truly an American flaw.
Yeah.
This is because he's obsessed with capital. He is obsessed with it. And he didn't even think about you need a fundamental system first
Yes.
and then fund it.
One idea was to shoot out the windows in a bunch of fast food chains.
Okay.
Then when the stock dropped, like say you shoot out a bunch of Taco Bells and Taco Bell stock goes
The
down.
fucking stock falls down, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right. No, listen. And everybody's like, all the tacos, right? Everybody's like, there's a revolution against tacos in this country, right?
Yeah. And then when the stock falls, you buy a bunch of it up. And then you stop shooting the windows out of all the Taco Bells, stock goes back up,
Yep.
you sell it, you make a fucking mint, bro.
Boom, done.
Can I just get a hug?
Yes, Dawn.
Oh.
Yes.
This,
How about we just wrap a sweater around you real tight?
That'll work.
well, this quite methy plan, like most of them, just never got off the ground. They never actually tried it. It was just one of many spitballing ideas.
Wow, it
Because it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
This is Fight Club.
This is Fight Club.
Yes.
Well, meanwhile, Justin was keeping a journal of his goals for the year, which were just as vague as they were pathetic. Because remember, Justin also helped kill 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
Among others, his 3 main goals were, quote,
Okay. Number 1, driver.
Okay.
It's the word driver with a question mark.
Okay.
Number 2, a sexual lover.
So he wants one of those. He wants a driver and a sexual
I
lover.
want to be one.
That's the thing. We don't know
We don't
because
know.
number 3 does make a distinction.
And number 3, I want to become a druid.
It doesn't even say, I'm going to become a druid. It just says, become a druid.
Become a druid?
They're very confusing because it's like, driver? What
Driver?
does that mean? Does he mean he wants a driver or he wants to be a driver? Does he
kinda
not know how
wanna-
to drive?
Well, it'd be kind of fun to like have
was like
a driver. And honestly, when people don't understand when they read it, I mean a golf club.
It's interesting. NASCAR was pretty hot in the 90s. Maybe
Yeah.
it was-
Number 2, a sexual lover. I don't know if he wants a sexual lover or if he wants to be a sexual
Maybe
lover.
He
Both,
confessed to Dawn that he did not have many partners
Yeah.
in life, and he
No,
was
because
not.
he lived with his brother and kept on watching his brother have sex with a bunch of women.
And he ate
it's
like a dog.
difficult.
And, yeah.
like a
He's
dog.
He didn't really have a thing. No, you know what I
Right.
mean?
By the year 2000, Taylor began to trust both Justin and Don enough to tell them his ideas for Transform America. Or more likely, he finally got his meth and ecstasy-addled thoughts together enough to form a somewhat coherent idea.
You guys are gonna get this because you guys get me.
Yeah.
All right.
He revealed that Transform America would basically be a training course that the whole country would take.
Oh, yeah.
And it would transform America.
I get it. I
And
got it.
transforming America.
And in order for this to work, however, Taylor would need to first install himself as the head of the Mormon church.
Of course.
Oh, but that's like a huge thing.
Yeah, details.
It's like my
That's like the
main thing is
biggest
to
detail.
my main thing is like how I know I'm going to make it in show business is I'm going to become Lord Michaels.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go.
Lord Michaels is alive, and so
I'm gonna
you're
go.
gonna
I'm
become
gonna
the
go get
executive
him
producer.
and I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna become him. I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna do him.
This is the same idea as like when your mom asks you, like, Henry, have you ever thought about being on Broadway?
Why aren't you ever in those television shows? This is what she hit me with last time I visited. She's like, I don't understand. I saw that one show. Why aren't you on that show?
Yeah.
Why aren't you on Young Sheldon?
I
That's
don't
her
know.
favorite show.
I actually did audition for Young Sheldon.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I've been there for fucking years. Oh yeah, I'm a main character. Yeah, I play Cum Lord. It's incredible. I milk young Sheldon. It's about the whole show. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's about a young Sheldon's relationship with an older man.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's why he becomes such a
It's a brave
sociopath.
show.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is what I'm talking about with like big signposts, but no connective tissue. Where
Right.
it's like, number one, I become head of the Mormon church. Number two, I transform America through a series of training videos.
Fantastic.
Number three, Jesus Christ comes back. Boom. All the rest is details, bro.
Boom, 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 boom,
Even
boom,
Billy
boom.
Blanks had a better business model than this.
Mm-hmm. This plan, however, which did not yet have any shape or form, would take a lot of money.
Has to.
Okay.
Yeah, gotta have a lot of money.
So
There's
it's
a
the
lot-
worst
you
of
need
all. It's
money.
the worst of all things.
He knows that he's gonna need a lot of money for this.
Okay.
Quite possibly, he also needs. We might have to kill some people. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But are
we're-
you willing to go far enough to do it?
Yeah.
Can I get a hug?
Yeah.
Dawn, not right now, okay?
That's not great.
All right. I'll see all this as I'm hugging you, Dawn.
Thank you.
God, you're hot. You're physically hot.
Yeah.
a warm present.
Yes, I am.
Warm woman.
That's I'm currently going to the bathroom.
I love the harmony training out. It really took hold.
Well, at first, like Taylor soft pedaled the idea of murder. Just at first.
God, we know maybe murder. Maybe you could just, maybe we could sink them.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get them
We're
wet.
just gonna sink people.
No, you know what we'll do? Shoot them with the little squirt gun. Every
'em
time
with
they
the
do something naughty, we'll send them with a squirt gun.
Okay.
Well, he told Justin and Dawn that killing was acceptable to God on
Oh.
certain occasions.
It is.
Because even the Bible and the Book of Mormon featured God murdering people when the situation called for it. And even sometimes told someone to murder someone else.
Sure.
Got you. Delegation.
I guess so.
And when-
Obama killed millions.
yeah. And when what? Millions?
Millions.
Millions. You can just say anything.
Yeah.
You really can't just
I
say
have a
anything.
microphone in my hand.
Yeah. And once Dawn and Justin agreed that murder was indeed acceptable because there was no such thing as right and wrong, only results,
Okay.
Taylor's mini cult spun out of control impossibly fast. And it's with the cult's resulting 5 murders
Oh my
that will
God.
continue our story next week. And you can't even imagine how fucking stupid their reasoning is for killing these 5 people.
Oh.
Somehow it just gets dumber.
Yeah.
But with the dumb comes absolute brutality as well.
That is the worst. Well,
and
that's
that's the last podcast. That's the last podcast promise.
Yeah.
thank God. So gold star on the next episode. Thank you all so
I wouldn't
much.
say
for-
gold star, but it is brutal.
Yeah, they don't hack off dicks anymore.
Yeah.
After doing like Randy Kraft, you start to understand like there really is a bridge. There's a barrier to what truly is a gold star. Like,
Okay.
'cause I would just say that it's a lot of murder for Dawn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's because it's Dawn doing it. You're
Right.
like, well, this is a lot.
Yeah. And it's a lot of
Absolutely.
hammers.
A lot of hammers.
Well, that sounds like it might be a gold star episode. Then.
I mean, unless you're Bob Vila and that's how you wanted it. Remember?
all right, everyone.
What, that he got beat to death by hammers? That's
Yeah,
how he died?
of
Yeah, I
course,
remember,
that's how he-
I remember that.
You
Yeah.
would love that.
Yeah.
This old house that I'm buried under. Thank you all so much for listening. That's just the little insight into Children of Thunder. For being such a dipshitty cult, they have a really cool name.
It's a cool name, yeah. It comes
but-
from a Bible verse like the Sons of Thunder.
Okay. All right, everyone.
Sons of
thank
Thunder
you.
is actually better than Children of Thunder.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, but he wanted
But
women.
you got Dawn. You got to be children.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Because then
All
that
right,
makes you all
everyone.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
you
and
wouldn't
you
wanna-
can't be
you
like-
wouldn't want to get that wrong.
Yeah,
No.
you can't be like the Thunder Boys.
Thunder Boys.
Again, Thunder Down Under. Check it out in Las Vegas. Mail review. They're all Australian, and my God, are they packing? All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening. We got Soul Plumber out there.
Yep.
Last
all
comic book on
all
the
6
left.
issues are out.
all 6 issues. Marcus No Dog says the replacements they're covering.
Replacements Part 2 is out now.
Absolutely. We're covering all the things you need
need to know about politics on Top Hat. And then we're just
Spun,
busy
brand
little
new.
beavers.
Season 2 is back out there someplace underneath. It is out there.
Check
They are
it out.
coming. A very compelling case right now. I'm really excited. Honestly, and they did great work.
Absolutely.
And I've already seen a couple of the series coming up, and they are really doing good work. I can't wait.
Awesome. And thanks to everyone who's listening to our serious shows. That's every Monday at 4 p.m. PST and 7 p.m. EST. That's been so fun. So thanks for calling in. And just keep on following all the things we do. And we had a fantastic time in Boston.
We better have.
Absolutely.
We fucking better have.
Better have.
We'll see you on the road soon. Okay, everyone. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Yogi.
Magustalations.
Hey to me.
Give someone a hug.
Hey,
Don't kill 5 people.
Yeah, hugs can be good.
Yeah, hugging more hugs, I guess.
Stop being like a dog.
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe not. Maybe more hugs isn't the message.
Well, I think if you don't kill 5 people afterwards, it's fine.
Yeah.
And don't
Marcus-
eat like a dog.
Marcus,
Unless
would
you're
you
a dog.
kill for me?
I kill for you?
Yeah.
Like if you asked me to?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Whatever, bro.
Who do you want to kill?
Not even.
I'll tell you later.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.